Okay guys, I'm coming at you with a small video to show you a little bit what I've been up to since I've been sick and not been out and about. Uh, I do apologize about the shaking and the wind today. I'm having to use the old gimbal due to the wind because the other one won't work. Uh, I do apologize about that. Uh, I'm just going to show you what I've been up to lately and hope to get out maybe tomorrow and do a video in a cemetery. I ain't making no promises. Just be looking for in case I do. That's my intentions anyways. But anyways, I'll show you what I've been doing. I have been planting flowers. My son went and got me this stuff to help me, and I could sit in my chair outside here and I was able to get some flowers started. So I've got a mixture of different kinds in there. We got some lavender, and then we just got some like daisies, which are not bloomed out today because it is cool today. It was 79 degrees yesterday, and today it's like 59 and 20 degrees difference. The morning glory, as you can see, the wind has broke it. Over here is a purple morning glory, and you can see, I don't know what the name of these other ones are. They're just, I thought was pretty little flowers. We got some red ones, and then we got purple, a little bit of pink, then we got more purple, and then we had a yellow daisy, which, like I said, due to the weather today, the daisy's not out. But I'm going to show you the other pots that I've been doing. And then we got this one here, and it's got a morning glory in it, and then just the different kinds again. That's the next little pot. Then we got this one. The morning glories are blooming pretty good in this one. I love that color, purple and white there. And then we got these little, like, I don't know, little moss stuff that grows across and has little flowers on it. Then I got some green onions going here. It looks like about 5 so far, and that pot's coming up, and there's only like one little row and then two or three at the top. So looks like we got about 5 in this little thing growing already. They're growing quick too. I just had them in there for a couple of days. Then we got a couple of days worth of rain and they've already took off. And then we have this little pot over here. So as you can see, the little moss stuff is kind of different colors. There's a red and a yellow. Yellow at the back was bloomed for the days that it was raining, and now that it stopped, it's dying off, and a new one's opening up right here. And then we got some more of the pink little whatever they are. And then we got over here, we got some more of the lavender. Then we had like a purple daisy here, and it's got a bunch that's fixing to open up on it. This one was open yesterday, but the weather changed today, made it be closed. Then you got a pink morning glory there, and you got some of the little red flowers again. And then you got just the little ground cover stuff is what I call them, basically, because I don't know what you call them. Then we have I showed you the pot here with the blue one. It died off. The wind broke the top of it off and laid it over. Right here, as you can tell, it's broke it and laid it down. So that wind's been pretty rough today. And I do hope you can hear me because the wind is blowing pretty hard. But anyways, then I got a pot of the shoot, I forgot what you call these things. But anyways, I got a pot of yellow and then the dark yellow and orange ones, or red, or whatever color they are. And the winds broke a bunch of them off at the top too, as you can see right there. Snapped them right off because the wind's been blowing so hard. I still not done the fire pit, getting it ready. We had a fire already this year. My son wanted to, so we sat out here and had a fire. I'll have to clean it all out and get it ready to do the project on it. But still ain't got to getting that done because it's going to be a job to straighten up the mash tops here. As you can see, it's pretty bent, and I'm gonna have to try to straighten it up and paint it. I had to cover these few plants up here because I had a tomato and a watermelon and a pepper plant here, and as you can see, squirrels come up here and bit the pepper plant off 2 or 3 times. They keep digging in my dirt, and so I set that on there to get the plants to grow a little bit. Maybe as they get a little bit bigger, they won't bother them a little bit. But I got them planted there. I just want to see how they'll grow there, because that thing's been staying pretty wet. So I want to see how they stay in there, because halfway down in that barrel, it don't go the whole way to the ground. I've got wood stacked in it and gravel, and then I've got the soil on top of that. So I got that set like that to see how it'll do in there. Hang on, guys, I got to try to get up the step. Oh, there we go. All right, now I'm going to show you my other stuff I've been working on. You know, last year I had a garden right here in front of my porch, which tomato plants went insane and took over the peppers. Well, this year we've got the cucumbers on the end again, just like I had before. There's 2 cucumbers. And then we have the pepper. I got the cucumbers there where they climbed the porch row like they did last year. And then I have the pepper plant right here, just by the cucumber plant. And then I have the tomatoes. I just got 3 plants this year because I didn't want to try to do any more. Because last year I went with 6, and that was insane. So I'm going with 3, and as you can see, the squirrels bit the top of that one off pretty bad. And then they nibbled on this one 2 or 3 different places. And over here, as you can see, a couple of the little limbs at the end, the leaves have been bit off. And they've been bothering this stuff pretty bad. But I put a pepper out there at the end as well on this one. So my peppers are just divided away from each other, and they're moved away, you know, away from the tomatoes more this year. I got that planted. And then I got over here, takes me a minute to get there. I'm keeping my grass cut good, but they're not weed eating under my bike. I'm hoping I can get back to riding my bike this year. And out here, I've got watermelons. And I got this dug up pretty good, but we had a heck of a rain. This was all potting soil. And my potting soil was down there by the air conditioner. It washed away. We had such a heavy rain. But as you can see, the onions over here was planted about the same day. And except for about 3 of them, they're all coming up. But I got them in the little short rows. And then I got one more cucumber off by itself over here to see how it does. Which I got to work out some more of these weeds right here. This is just an open spot. I ain't figured out what I'm gonna put in that little area yet. But I had to put up this little fence thing to keep the guy that mows the grass from mowing everything down. Because he won't come and look, he just goes wide open. And he'll just chop your stuff up and move on. But so far, when I got the watermelons, they were about, I don't know, probably a quarter that size. So they seem like they're gonna get plenty of moisture here and do pretty good. I don't know how the plants will vine out. They'll probably have to make them climb this fence I built. That's why I only wanted them in here by themselves on this end. That way they got quite a bit of room. I could just roll the plant around in there and let it do what it wants to. But there was nothing being done there, and as you can see on up there, it's just weeds and bare spots like under the windows. So it ain't like he does anything in this area. So I figured, what the heck, I'll plant in the garden, which I wasn't planning on my $20 a bag Miracle-Gro dirt washing that away. So I may dig that up a little bit and maybe put another plant or 2 out there. I don't know what I'd put. I thought about, I've got a few little seed potatoes in there in the house,
I mean, not seed potatoes, but red potatoes. It's got a lot of eyeballs. I thought about chopping it up and making 2 or 3 hills and just planting potatoes in there and see how they do. You know, I don't know if they grow. I mean, they get over in this side of the house, it gets like partial sun for half the day, and then the sun moves to the other side, but I got the flowers on the sidewalk, so they get plenty of sunlight, I believe. But I thought of maybe a couple of potatoes and put them in there, just to plant them to see how they do. I do have a couple of flowers that I had bought for $1 a piece, and I put them on out here because they'll be every year plants. This is going to be tulips out here on the end, and see, they'll be here and done by the time I plant my garden each year, so I won't have to worry about them. And then these were I forgot what they are. They're like a lily of some kind. They're real pretty purple flowers on top, and then they die off about this time of year. And then this is a Easter lily, that big tall green thing, and it'll come back every year. So I put them out here so they'd come up every year and I would have to fool with them. Now this cucumber plant here, as you can see, it's already starting to vine out, getting a little more leaves and vining out. I try to keep it weeds out of it, but I do get a few stragglers. You know, I don't have any tools really to work with anything, except for a little tiny hoe I bought, which that's what I'm going to try to do tomorrow. I'm going to try to re-hoe this since the rains quit. But y'all going to laugh at my little hoe I bought, but it's about the only thing I can really work with, because I got to hold myself up with a cane and hoe at the same time. So I actually bought one of them little kid hoes. It's got half the size of the handle, and it's got about the half the size, I guess, of a hoe. So it's like a little 3 foot maybe hoe. You can see how big it is there. That's the length of it, and that's what I use to hoe them with now, since I have such a hard time standing and holding myself up and trying to do what I need to do because of my cane. But that gives me something to work with and gives me a project to do when I can't get out and about. But I'm hoping to be in good enough shape to, I'm gonna get out and try to do a little bit tomorrow somewhere. I don't know. It'll probably be cemeteries I've done visited, but I want to go back through some of them since I can't go anywhere much. I can't go the hour away from home and try to do a cemetery that far away by myself right now with my medical conditions going on. But that's what I've been up to, just trying to get some things out and planted and something to watch grow. And there's another one flower pot on the front porch. It's got yellow and I think red looking pansies, if you know what a pansy is, in that pot. I put them on the front porch. I didn't want these out there because I wanted something out here in the back where I always sit, and I've got these out here next to my chairs where I sit, and right by my car, you know. And this is the only little spot I've got. I don't really have a yard. The only yard I got is this little bit of a hill, and then that tiny little spot in the front. And I can't sit out there because my neighbor's got like 3 big dogs that she brings out to use the bathroom, and they want to run over and get across the road, and they got shock collars on, and I don't like seeing them get shocked every time they want to come over across the road to just visit me. Although the one did get away from her today, and I was out here feeding the birds some hot dog buns. As you can see, they're still picking it up and eating it. They'd like to come down here and land, and I feed them pieces of bread and buns or whatever. Anyways, he come over here and he decided he wanted a hot dog bun, and he just reached nice and politely in my bag and pulled him out a hot dog bun and eat it. I thought it was kind of funny. Of course, she was shocking him the whole time and trying to get him to come back home. Finally had to come over here and get the dog, and you know, and she's like, well, I'm sorry. And I'm like, oh no, it's all right. I mean, it's just a dog. They don't bother me. As long as they ain't trying to bite me, I don't care, you know. But these dogs are really friendly. They just don't want to stay in their yard. They want to see people and they want to be petted and stuff. And it just likes to run over and say hi to me. But anyways, I'm gonna try to walk around here to the front porch and I'll show you these pansies. I think these are one of the prettiest flowers I've got and picked this year. Is those. Those are one of my favorites so far. That and daisies, but the daisies, if it ain't a sunny, warm day, they don't come out much. They're not really a daisy. I don't know exactly what kind they are. They look like a daisy in a way. There's red ones and yellow ones and different colors. And as you can see, I've not fed my birds lately, so they've been trying to tell me what they think about me not feeding them. If you look at the top of that one, I might do a serious scrubbing before I can use either one of them because they've been pooping all over them. They live in these green bushes and they hide in here, and I feed them bread all the time on top of the bush and behind the bush. But my neighbor's afraid of birds, so I have to watch what I feed them because if she comes by, she freaks out. There's the pansies. They've been taking a beating from the wind and the rain too. Although this pot dries out a lot quicker than the rest, I have to water it again today. And then their bird bath, they've been bathing pretty good in here. As you can see, they got it all scuzzy again. They use it quite a bit. And they drink a lot out of it. I've had a lot of them swimming in it and bathing or whatever they do. They have a good old time standing on the side of here next to that little metal bird. And they swim in there and clean themselves. But yeah, that's the other pot. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and pull this hook up real quick. Take it around back because I need it. I took my shepherd hook that I had that held my bird feeder in the back. And there was a guy down there at the nursing home where my son works that he was on hospice or whatever. And he was still in his right mind here and there. But he was so bored that he couldn't get out of his bed. They wouldn't get him up. They were making him stay in bed because they had started the morphine and stuff on him. And anyways, I went and bought him a bird house and some bird seed. And I bought him a hummingbird feeder and took the shepherd hook down and hung the one bird feeder I bought. I bought him one little, like a cedar bird feeder. And I put it on my shepherd hook, and then I took the other hummingbird feeder, and they had like 20 hooks down there that didn't have nothing on them. So I hung it on one of them other shepherd's hooks that's already down there at the nursing home, and I filled them both up with food. And he got to see it for about, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks. I went and visited him a few times. In fact, he became a pretty nice guy and like a friend to me in just a short period of time. And he passed away about 3 days ago. But I'm not going to get my feeder from back down there. He wanted to leave my son everything he owned. And our nursing home told him he could do with it what he wanted. So he donated the stuff to the nursing home and to any of the residents that could use it. And then she also had left a sum of cash for him, and he didn't accept it. He just told the nursing home to do with it what they seen fit with all of it. He didn't want no part of it because he didn't feel right about it. And he had just bought a 70-inch TV like 2 months prior, and I guess, I don't know what happened to it. One of the nurses, I think, or her age or something, maybe took it home with him or something, I don't know. But my son didn't want to know what happened to any of it. And I don't blame him because, I worked in nursing homes and home health and stuff for almost 30 years. And I would never felt right about taking something from one of the patients that I had took care of. But anyways, I went down there and visited him a few times, and I bought him a bird feeder and stuff, and he really enjoyed looking out his window at him, what time they'd open up his window for him. He was in a private room, so, he had a view of any time he wanted to. Of course, when they're on that, they're pretty well just getting them sleepy, and all they do is wake up, back to sleep, wake up, back to sleep. Eventually, they're just out of it, and it's sad, but I guess he had such a fluid overload they couldn't get the fluid off of him. So, but anyways, it's a sad story either way, but I'm glad I was able to go down and visit with him a few times I did. I wanted to go back down and visit him, but I got sick and I wasn't able to go because of being sick myself. Howdy, how are you? Good. So I wasn't able to go down and see him any at the end, but I'm sure he knowed we cared about him. He knowed my son cared about him. He thought the world of my son, and just the time my son worked there about a year. So, but anyways, I ain't gonna keep you and bore you with my little story. But anyways, I just wanted to show you what I've been up to, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get out and about in the cemetery and do a little bit of recording. I don't know how much of a cemetery I can even do, but we'll do what we can. See my birds? I got a bunch of them. They always keep coming. They don't like the cars coming. They don't mind me sitting out here talking because I guess they're more used to me. But as quick as everybody else goes moving cars and talking and stuff, they take off. Or the dogs come out barking, then they leave. But anyways, I'm gonna get off here. I hope everybody has a good evening or day or whatever it is for you. I just wanted to come in and show everybody what I've been up to a little bit. And I'm doing better. I just ain't where I need to be I'm nowhere near where I need to be, but hopefully each day we'll get there. I just had a rough road and trying to get over it, and still got a little bit of a rough road to go. So, but anyways, I appreciate everybody asking about me that has and stuff. I do miss everybody when I'm not on YouTube myself, but it's hard for me to do anything on there when I just feel so bad. But anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all and appreciate each one that's a member of my channel. And I appreciate you, and we're just glad you're here. I appreciate you. Anyways, I'm gonna go. Peace. I'm out of here.